Education is critical in supporting social mobility, and the impact of investment in this sector is profound, raising income, reducing poverty, improving health and promoting gender equality. In 1997, the Borough was placed last position out of 149 local education authorities, and the following year's Ofsted report stated very categorically that Tower Hamlets' education service was failing. According to the 2011 census results for Tower Hamlets, 41% of the residents have a qualification.
I remember very well 1997, 1998, when Ofsted intervened and clearly said that we were some of the worst schools in the country existing in Tower Hamlets. We were failing as a borough to provide good education for our children. We all had successfully invested in our schools since then. And what a turnaround. From 1997-98 to 2014, 2013, our schools are some of the best in the country. That's because of the learning culture that has developed, evolved in our community. Our parents understand that the only way forward for them, for their kids and their future is through education. Education fantastically increases your life chances.
We have great schools in Tower Hamlets actually. Mulberry is one of them. Already we have the re-addition of the education maintenance allowance, which was removed, and that's been extremely helpful for students in sixth form who are trying their best to get the grades that they need for university.
Personally, when I was growing up, not even knowing the statistics or not even knowing that, you're grown up and where you're growing up, you have the educational disadvantage of poverty, you just get on with it without even realising. My teachers, the borough, the education services in the borough, and that faith that it instilled in young people and the schools and the school leaders that you can actually do anything you want.
Some of the challenges that we face really are around disadvantage and poverty. Many of our families are entitled to benefits, and so that does make for bigger challenges, I think, for people in terms of being able to access the opportunities that they deserve.
Education-wise, the kids nowadays, they're more high achievers in Tower Hamlets compared to 20 years ago or 25 years ago.
They've really done a lot of work on the education part of it, which has improved the schools.
Oh, I'm in a mixed bag with the education because certain schools doing really well, certain schools are not doing really well.
I think there's a lot of new schemes to try and work with the education system in the Tower Hamlets and to help the people in the area so that they have the same opportunities as everybody else.
The school I went to is actually at one point was recorded as being the most improved school in the whole of UK, which is a clear indication of which way Tower Hamlets is moving towards.
Last October, 800 of our students went to university, some of the top universities in the country. I think we're doing well. And that's because of the investment that's gone on in our schools. £380 million investment to refurbish, open new schools, expand our schools, equip our schools. It clearly demonstrates our commitment to our youngsters.
Since the last census, the area has seen an increase of 30% in people. With a burgeoning population, Tower Hamlets is the fastest growing borough in London. The Office for National Statistics has produced figures using census responses, which are indicative of overcrowding. An estimated 32,000 households, that's 34.5% of all households, have fewer rooms than required, ranking Tower Hamlets second nationally for overcrowding.
I'm here at the Mayor's surgery because I've got some housing matters I want to raise. I wanted to talk to him about. I'm living in a very small house. There's 3 of us living with the baby. He's 13 months, and we want to see if we can get any help from the Mayor to move us out to a bigger property.
I'm here to see the Mayor because I've got a housing problem, so I thought they can help me out, so I've come to see him about that.
We want to see we have in housing problem, past 1 year, overcrowded,
We have a housing issue, and our house is not suitable for my son who has a special need.
The problem is most of the properties that were owned by the council, right, have been demolished, and you're getting the private sector coming in. But unfortunately, the prices, right, are so sky high. Yeah, they are pushing the small person out of Tower Hamlets.
You're never going to have enough social housing to suit everybody.
And I've seen that it does affect people in terms of the mindset, not having enough space in the house, having so many siblings and so forth. It does affect them essentially over the personal life, in the professional life as well.
Yeah, it's overcrowded. We know that. But if you're going to house people, have a mixture of communities in the houses, not just one community, have a mixture.
It breaks my heart to see the number of households we have in the borough who are overcrowded. We have a situation, and it's really holding back talents. Some of our youngsters are hugely talented, huge potential. How can they study properly? How can they sleep properly if the house is so overcrowded? Per year, we have delivered in reducing overcrowding by 1,000 households. If you look at the national statistics, we're one of the biggest recipients of new homes bonus in the country over the last 3.5 years, some 50 million. And that clearly demonstrates that we have delivered most homes. With all the RSLs, with all the housing associations, we have a clear agreement that our rent should be at least 60% of the market price. And hence, we're building so many homes. When we work with developers, we're putting pressure on them, and they must deliver at least 35% of their homes, residential development, to council, so we can place our people from the waiting list onto those homes and for affordable rent.
Keeping environmental issues and cleanliness at the forefront of priorities is a challenge for any borough. With the East End offering a buzzing nightlife, attracting many people from all areas of London to its numerous restaurants, pubs and clubs, litter can be problematic.
What we've done is no less than any other borough in London. Some 24%, 25%.
I think that Tower Hamlets is it's quite good in the sense that you do see recycling bins along the streets and sort of clothes bins and things like that, which I think is a positive thing. But I don't think it's necessarily enforced in the home. Like, for instance, I haven't ever received any sort of pamphlets or anything about how to effectively recycle.
But I accept we haven't met our target. I accept that we could have done more, but resources is an issue. You have to prioritise resources, and I have prioritised resources in housing, in education, in jobs, in fighting crime.
Cleaning is done on the main roads. If you go down the side turn-ins, you need a lot of cleaning. Need a lot of cleaning to be done down side streets, but the main roads kept clean.
It would be good if the council did something more to keep the area cleaner.
Sometimes, I suppose, it's manpower getting around to actually collecting the waste, but they recycle. They're constantly on with recycling.
In cleanliness, yes, we've invested money in other parts of environment, but waste, recycling, we could have done more. And I can assure you the target that we have is very ambitious, and we'll continue on that endeavour to help and to recycle as much as possible.
Tower Hamlets as a whole now, they've improved, right, cleaning the area, because 20 years ago, even a few years back, you had a lot of rubbish.
So in terms of its cleanliness, I wouldn't say Tower Hamlets is too different to other parts of London. It's no cleaner or kind of no noticeably dirtier.
Tower Hamlets has long been an area that has attracted immigrants, and given its history, it will continue to do so. New waves of immigration in recent times has seen the addition of the Eastern Europeans to the local community.
I think that if you want to see multiculturalism working, you should come to Tower Hamlets.
This is my home. The saddest thing about the East End is no one's ever owned it. It's always been a place of immigrants, people coming, settling and moving on. Mostly the Bengalis have made it their home. They don't really go out, and they've made it their area. And it's like inflicting sometimes your view on somebody else's view.
I don't really think you kind of have the same sort of experience anywhere else as you do living in Tower Hamlets, because it's such a big sort of melting pot of different cultures, and that, to me, that makes it interesting.
I grew up in this borough. I came with my parents, with my mother here in the early 70s, with my older brother. I have 2 sisters, and this borough is part and parcel of who I am. And I'm grateful the community here, the education service here, has given so much to me. Tower Hamlets is a very multicultural community, and it has worked for us over the last 25, 30 years. That clearly demonstrates what Britain is today. It's multiculturalism, it's multicultured. We have people from all backgrounds, all walks of life.
Tower Hamlets has changed because of there's more focus on the Muslim side than actually the other residents of Tower Hamlets, and it's very hard to get your feelings across. And it's still good, don't get me wrong, I admire it, you know, I love all this, I like the integration and all that.
People may have the perception that our service is only for Muslims, but in fact it's for the local people, and local people are coming here. And through these services and through this interaction, we are breaking down the barriers.
For me, living in Tower Hamlets, I was born here. I stayed 18 years of my life as I was growing up. I went to school, I worked here in all these areas. For me, it's a vibrant community. It's a very close-knit community as well. Everyone looks after each other, and that's kind of like a family feeling we have amongst each other in the community.
The borough has seen a tremendous evolution with the regeneration of many areas, including the depressed docklands, leading to the development of Canary Wharf, Thames Gateway, improved infrastructure and the iconic Olympic Park.
Tower Hamlets, growing up here has been an experience. I mean, the area over the last 30 years has changed considerably, from the Isle of Dogs all the way to Brick Lane, and yeah, it's improved a lot now.
I have noticed, because of the changes we've seen in Tower Hamlets over the years, the crime has reduced, education opportunities are much better now.
The East End's future growth and development is exciting, but the key to its success will need a continual symbiotic relationship between the council, the local residents and government.
It's our job across all the partners, across health, across probation, across the youth offending team, with housing associations, with the council, to try and create an environment that makes crime as difficult as possible to undertake, and that delivers the best possible feeling of safety and security.
We want to make sure that we are continuing on our endeavours, continue to deliver on our pledges, but it's not just about statistics, it's about making sure we are accountable to the people of Tower Hamlets, we are working effectively, efficiently and conscientiously, and more importantly, that people feel they're receiving excellent services.
Where the long-standing residents are new to the area, the local community is passionate about Tower Hamlets.
So I've been here for 5 years. I've been living here for 3 years. It's been really good. The people are really nice. There's loads of nice places to eat. So my overall experience has been quite good.
So for me, moving to Tower Hamlets, I came from an area that wasn't so multicultural. So it was a bit different at first, but actually getting used to it, I'm really enjoying kind of the cultural hot pot and the real mix of people here.
It's very good. Like, you know, I've lived in Tower Hamlets all my life, and yeah, I love it.
It's an evolving process. One can't wave a magic wand and all crime, all disillusion, all drug taking, everything is going to disappear overnight. That won't happen. But there is progress, there is enormous hope for the future.
We're one borough, look after each other and make sure we go forward as one community.
Despite the challenges, Tower Hamlets with its diverse community will no doubt continue to be full of life and remain a hub of vibrancy and colour.